Well, if it's Thursday, it must be about AI in recruiting. This is Stephen Rothberg, and this is also episode 96 of the High Volume Hiring Podcast. I am the founder of College Recruiter Job Search Site, where we believe that every student and recent graduate deserves a great career and that it should be easy and inexpensive for employers to hire them. As is the case on almost every other Thursday, I'm joined by my co-host, Jeanette Leeds. Jeanette, great to see you.
Hello, great to see you too. I can't believe we're getting close to episode 100. For those who don't know me, I'm Jeanette Leeds. I'm COO of College Recruiter, HR Tech Advisor, and I think, as I say once in a while, I'm also an AI coach. So I'm especially excited for today's episode. We have Mike Wolford here. He is the CEO of Lex Duo, the AI recruiter. And we're going to be talking today about how agentic AI is going to change TA, but like not even going to, like has already. So
Yeah.
Mike, welcome. So thrilled to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. This is one of my favorite things to talk about.
Love it. So why don't we like kick it off? Tell us a little bit about you and what is Lex Duo, AI
Sure.
recruiter? Like give our listeners the background.
So I'm Mike Wolford. I've spent almost 20 years in talent acquisition, came up through staffing. I've been a recruiter, a sourcer, recruiting manager. I was a sourcing manager at Twitter. Now I lead a company called Lex Duo, which is an homage to the second law of robotics, which basically says robots need to do whatever humans tell them except hurt other people. And our goal and our mission, we are a company owned and founded by TA professionals. So we have 14 investors in the company. They are all talent acquisition professionals. And we are on a mission to empower recruiters with the ability to build their own custom AI tools. And for those who don't feel like doing that themselves, we'll certainly build it for you. I've been a contributor for Recruiting Daily, SourceCon. I've spoken at Talent 42, Sourcing Summit, HR Tech, and a number of other places.
And the accumulator of a lot of air miles.
True.
So, Mike, before we dig into sort of the specific topic, what I think would be really helpful for some of our viewers on like LinkedIn, YouTube, the listeners on Spotify, Pandora, Apple, etc., is to have you distinguish between what's AI, what's an LLM, and most importantly for today, what's agentic AI.
Sure, fair enough. An LLM is a large language model, and it basically just maps the connections between words and tries to predict the most likely word. So the models, when you hear tokens, that's a measure of how much data is in language, so you can understand how much is in there. In English, a token's about 4 letters. So what they do is they take as much data and words as they can, put them in a pile, map the connection between the words, and then when you type in a word, it tries to figure out what the most likely next word is based on all the words that have come before. That's high level what an LLM is. What we've seen in GPT is early level capabilities of that kind of tool. And most people are familiar with ChatGPT and tools like that at this point. They're very capable of doing some of the basic tasks, but what agentic AI is going to be is really a replacement for a software engineer. That's where it's different. It's actually capable of programming and building software, usually without the need for a software engineer or any type of programming language. So, English or whatever your native language is the new Python. And these new agentic AI are able, because they've been sitting over the shoulder of software engineers for the last 2 years, they've built 100,000 CRMs. They know what that is, they understand it, and they remember everything that they've ever built. So when you say, I want a CRM, it's going to say, okay, I understand what that means. What type of modules do you want in this CRM? How do you want the workflows to go? And so this is what's brand new, and it is not affecting just our industry, but every major SaaS company is now worried about agentic AI replacing them. Because long story short, what agentic AI allows you to do is to build custom software that for about 10% of the cost and about 5% of the time.
I love that as a high level description and getting into the details. So okay, so let's talk about, because I've heard a lot about again agentic AI, we've been able to create the CRMs, and similar softwares, but they haven't been quite ready for enterprise or scaling. Given we're the high volume hiring podcast, we got to talk about things at scale, not like one-offs. So maybe could you like talk a little bit about is this ready for like, I don't know, what analogy? Ready to go on Broadway? Like, are we ready to go? Or
Yeah.
we still like in the dress
So
rehearsals?
like, can we build like an ATS, like
Right.
an online assessment, like stuff like that, Jeanette?
Oh no, but I mean, like, are we ready to have like scale, like run?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
like a
And
high
not just
volume
CRM, but
environment.
yeah, like whether it's a CRM and ATM, but like that whole like, do you think
Yeah.
is that ready now today?
Hmm.
Like or a little bit more, is this maybe 3 months away or 6 months away?
It's a qualified yes. It
Mm.
is
Mm.
capable today of handling everything. I don't know if you followed Glenn Cathy, but he asked, can
Mhm.
it recruit? And he
Mhm.
didn't mean, can it do the steps? Because it can do all of the steps. He meant, can it persuade? And the truth is,
Oh.
yes, it can. Noah Yuval Harari is an anthropologist who speaks about AI a lot, and he talks about how AI is going to persuade us to give it the keys to our civilization.
Yes.
So, yes, it is there. If you're able to take advantage of it right now, you're going to have a first mover advantage.
Mhm.
But it is there. It is capable of building almost any type of software you could imagine, and it's capable of scaling it at rapid speed and at high quality. So, yeah, it's game
Yes,
time.
that's a yes. It's time. Let's go.
So, Mike, a second ago you said a qualified yes.
Right.
Let's a lot of the AI experts that I see on LinkedIn and other places, including like people like Glenn,
Right.
they not exclusively, but they tend to focus on what's coming. And like Jeanette was talking about, is it a year from now? Is it 3 months from now? Is it today? Or they'll focus on just this is what's going to be great. Okay.
Right.
Put your consulting cap on. I'm a Fortune 500 company, talent acquisition, therefore risk averse.
Hmm.
And I come to you and I say, what are the qualifiers? What are the problems that we need to watch out for?
Right. Actually, this is really relevant. Workday is being sued in a class action lawsuit
Mhm.
for not being able to explain how their AI works. And so to me, this would be risk number one to avoid, and also why bespoke is and custom is the way to go. Because in building you a custom system like we do, or like we teach you to do, you also actually have to document how your system works, and you have to justify it and explain it. And that is a real advantage and a de-risking agent, because you can go to court and say, we taught our AI to read a resume the exact same way that we teach a human recruiter to do it. Here are the directions we gave it, Your Honor. And this is the exact same directions we give to a human recruiter. The difference is we're automating a process, following specific instructions, looking for specific outcomes. And while the AI may not rank things the same way a person does, no two people are going to rank things the same way anyway. So, Your Honor, we're just automating a process as has been done for thousands of years. We would like this court case to go away, please, Your Honor. Case dismissed.
So simple, so easy. If it only was that simple.
So first you have to, you're, I'm oversimplifying, but first, the first step in de-risking AI is documenting how it's doing, what it's doing, and why. The second option, the second thing to do is to be transparent. With AI, transparency is a virtue. Don't hide that you're using AI. And for the love, I had a law firm, speaking of, they wanted to put into their application that you couldn't sue them for discrimination because they used AI. Like, that's the wrong approach, too. Like, right in the very beginning, you're going to tell your candidates, don't sue me. That's not healthy. What I do
That's
recommend.
like walking into a restaurant and before they seat you, they have you sign a waiver saying that when you get food poisoning, you're on your own.
Right, exactly. And you're like, I don't maybe think I want
So
to
you
eat
even
here.
wanna
Maybe I'll go next. Maybe I'll go to Jeanette's house and grill out there.
Yeah, no, you don't wanna go to my house. I've been known to food poison people. Like, true story. But
Oh
that's
man.
not today. Yeah. Wait, this is so okay, so let's think about for a second. Let's say I'm head of TA, high volume, big organization. Like, this is sort of like a mind-blowing moment in many ways because you're like, well, wait, is Mike saying to me, I just should create my own tech stack that's custom versus like go out and buy? Like, I think that's what you're saying. And if so, like, Well, I mean, that's a big, bold statement. Let's
right?
just dig into that a little bit more of just
Yeah, and
what that means.
it means transparency for me because, for
Yeah.
example, when you're talking about the front of the pipeline,
Mhm.
we have right now a problem in recruiting where every time we open a job, 500 to 1,000 people apply. It's not humanly possible to sort through that volume because no recruiter has just one job, right?
Yes.
So we can't do that anymore. It doesn't work. So what you do is you create an AI that conducts the phone screens for you, and it asks the questions you would ask in the order you would ask them. You upload it with information about your company, the interview process, and your benefits so it can answer questions. And then when you're going through the application, you fully disclose you're using AI and you explain why. My recommendation is something like this. Thank you for your interest in our company. We would be thrilled to talk to everybody who expresses an interest, but as you know, AI means that we get 500 to 1,000 applications every job we open. And
Please.
as much as we'd love to talk to everybody who expresses interest in us, we're just human and we're not able to do so. As a compromise, we would like to offer you a chance to interview with our AI who will ask you the same questions our recruiter would and who can give you information about the job and the interview process. Would you be interested in that? Again,
Mhm.
full disclosure, tell them what you're doing and why. That builds trust. If they
Yeah.
want to select out, then that's fine. If they want to opt in now, when your recruiter opens the application, they're going to have the resume and the phone screen notes, and they're going to have a basic match percentage based on the computer's assessment and your criteria. So that will help screen candidates and make it manageable for recruiters to actually find when candidate number 374 is a 95% match, they don't get buried in the pile. So it's better for the candidate and it's better for the recruiter.
I love that. There's something about like shining light is the best disinfectant,
Mm.
something
True.
to that effect. And the walking the candidate through this is why we do this, the number of applicants, you have a choice, you can opt in, opt out. I love that.
Yeah.
I've with rare exceptions, I've never seen, or enterprise level organizations will rarely publicly say this is our process.
Right.
And I think the vast majority of them actually follow a good process
Mhm.
and do get back to candidates in a reasonable period of time. And so they should be owning it. They should be embracing it. It's a selling feature. It's
Mhm.
nothing to be ashamed of. And if
100%
it's
agree.
so one thing I'd like to like pick your brain on, and I know we're kind of running out of time here, is
Next question.
yeah, exactly. Stephen, get to the damn question. So the damn question is, if you as the TA leader find that you hire like 73% of your candidates through the AI process, like where they go through an assessment or something along those lines, and then what would that be? 27% like the more conventional method. My finance professor would be proud of that math in my head. Do you disclose that? The reason I ask is that I remember years ago, maybe they still do. Netflix would basically say, if you apply with a referral, you're like 4 times as likely to be hired. And
Right.
I'm wondering if organizations should do the same with AI, with the AI disclosures.
I 100% yes. And not just this, like I'm CEO of my own company now, so I have to live my own values here. And
Yeah.
there's a value in business that's beyond recruiting, and that's transparency is a virtue, especially in corporations. That it's a transparency builds trust. I just don't know how to say it another way. And with AI, trust is one of the major issues you're going to face when you implement it. So if you can do something to increase that trust, that is definitely in your best interest to do so. Transparency, not only with AI, but transparency in general, is a virtue in corporations that more should embrace. To your point, most of us do really good work.
Yeah.
We have really good processes.
Mhm.
That's why we're successful companies. We actually do things really well. So I agree with you. You shouldn't be hiding it. You should say, we are an AI company. We've embraced technology to help us do our work and become more efficient. And we're market leaders in it. And we're not just a tech. It's really funny to me to say, like, I'm a tech company and then there's no AI in your interview process. You really want me to believe you're an AI
Sure.
first company? I don't believe you because you're not showing me. You're saying you are, but you're not showing me. So this is another way. And it's not just about transparency. It's about being cutting edge and a market leader, which everybody wants to, right? Nobody wants to go to a company who's like, we've done things the same way for 100 years and we're never going to change. And if you come here,
So
you just
true.
better like it. Like, no company says that. They're all like, we're innovative, we satisfy and delight our customers, right?
Mhm.
Well,
Well,
don't forget about family friendly.
family friendly, right? For family
Oh,
here, all this fun stuff, right? Okay, well, blah, 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 blah. Show me something.
mhm.
And the winners are going to be the ones who put up. Everybody else is going to shut up.
I totally agree with that. What I think is also really interesting, where my mind is going through all of this, is just like companies are saying, like, you have to walk the talk. Okay, yes, I am an AI first. We're embracing AI and whatnot. Like, it's interesting from a candidate standpoint. Like, will there be disclosure from the candidate standpoint and said, you know what? I use AI to polish my resume. Like,
Mm.
let's be like everyone transparent versus hiding behind, are we using it? Are we not? What's happening here? So it'll be just interesting how this all evolves. But this has been fantastic, Mike. Thank you so much for being on episode 96 and like breaking everyone's brains where it's like
I'm
custom.
happy to do so.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Cheers, Mike. Cheers,
Thanks.
Jeanette.
Take care, everyone.